Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about imposter syndrome when it comes to reading the tarot, especially when you're first learning to read the tarot and you're reading for other people. And I also did a draw, just a one-card draw, to see what the tarot may advise about how to deal with imposter syndrome. So we'll do that as well. Before we do though, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca, Witchcraft, tarot, shadow work, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to become a confident tarot reader and you're wanting to read the tarot with ease, I have a free video class. It is called How to Read the Tarot with Ease. There's a link in the description field below this video. Imposter syndrome. What is it? Essentially, imposter syndrome is when you feel a lot of self-doubt about your ability to do something well. A lot of people have imposter syndrome, particularly when you first start doing something. If you're doing it also professionally, or if you're doing it as a side hustle, or even as your main hustle, you can sometimes start out with imposter syndrome because it's something that's new to you. And if you have a bit of self-doubt and you're not confident with your own abilities, then you're going to feel a little bit like a fraud, or a little bit like a fraud. And that's what it is. And it's really, really common. So if you feel that you have it when you're doing tarot readings, or it's stopping you from being a tarot reader and doing tarot readings for other people, rest assured that you can still be a really good tarot reader and have imposter syndrome at the same time. They can actually work together, believe it or not. I think a lot of us start out that way at the beginning, and it's only your own self-doubt and the fact that you're not seeing what you have and you're not valuing what you have and what you can do the same as somebody else is. And that often happens. We always criticize ourselves more, we judge ourselves more, we expect more of ourselves. A lot of us have the I'm not good enough, and no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, no matter how many tarot books you read, you still feel like an imposter because that belief I'm not good enough is still there. And that's actually the reason why you have it. It's not because you're not a good tarot reader. It's the fact that you just don't believe that you're a good tarot reader. You believe you're not good enough. So some of the ways that you can work with imposter syndrome is to work with your self-doubt and find ways to become more confident. So work with those beliefs that you have about yourself not being good enough. That could be doing some shadow work, it could be doing some hypnotherapy audios or other modalities. I like to use hypnotherapy and EFT to help with those feelings of being confident. Another thing is about self-trust and trusting yourself that you can do it, even if you feel awkward, even if you feel it's not perfect. Because one of the reasons why you can have imposter syndrome in the first place is because you're a bit of a perfectionist and you're expecting yourself to be perfect when at first that may not be the case. You have to learn as you go with tarot reading, and the only way you really learn to be a good tarot reader is to read the tarot cards and practice, and that means practicing on people. So I pulled a tarot card to see what the tarot had to say about imposter syndrome. So this is a message for you if you have imposter syndrome from the tarot itself, and it was the Six of Cups. Okay, so here we're dealing with emotion and feeling. So you feel like an imposter. It feels real, it feels true, even if it isn't. So it's a feeling. So the card's talking about feelings. This card talks a lot about learning to treat yourself with kindness when it comes to the self. So being kind to yourself, being compassionate with yourself, and allow yourself to learn along the way. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Be easy on yourself, be kind to yourself, be generous with yourself, be giving with yourself. It's okay to make mistakes, particularly at the beginning. Just start out with short readings if you're reading for other people. Just start out with 3 card readings and make them short readings, 20 minutes or something like that. It's also a card that's sort of telling you a little bit about, it's a learning experience. This card goes back into the past as well. So it could be asking you to also look at your past and where you may have these beliefs or these feelings about yourself not being good enough, where they're coming from, and how long you've had those feelings. You've probably had them since childhood. So looking back into your childhood and seeing where maybe it all began, just giving a little bit of understanding there. And understanding it is a learning experience. So you're not going to be perfect straight away. You're going to have to learn to do it. So, and the only way you can learn, as I've said before, is to do it. The other one that this card is suggesting to is to find support. So that could be other people who read tarot, so joining meetup groups and just talking about tarot, finding that there's other people out there that also have imposter syndrome and how do they deal with it, how do they work through it. So joining groups, it could be online groups, it could be physical groups that have tarot as the subject matter. I have the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy is a bit of a tarot community now because I have a course called the Confident Tarot Reader course, and that teaches you to read the tarot using your intuition and your knowledge, and I show you how you can do that in a really simple way, and that can help you get over imposter syndrome because you're learning how to relate to the cards as they tell the story. And as you get confident telling stories and reading the stories the tarot cards are telling you, you're then able to feel more confident and less like an imposter when you go to read the cards for other people. So I'll mention that course now. There's a link in the description field below this video. If you're wanting to actually do a course on reading the tarot that goes beyond learning the meanings, it actually helps you tap into those cards and understand the meanings the cards are saying to you and your intuition, based on how they've come together in a reading. Another thing about this card is also a card of childhood and childlikeness. So this card's asking you to play, come to the cards with a sense of play, a sense of that childlike innocence and that childlike play. You could probably get a child that's old enough to be able to look at the pictures and speak to you about what they see. Like if you have children or if you know children that you could do this with, then you could show a tarot card to a child and just ask them what it is that they see. And see what what do they feel when they look at the card, or what do you think the people in this card are feeling? And just ask the child questions about what they see in the card and just see how the child, through its just total innocence and honesty, just comes up with the meaning of the card, essentially. Even if they're not abstract thinkers yet, they will still be able to look at the picture and see expression and have a feeling of what the card might be, and they'll be able to be more honest about it because they're not questioning themselves. And forgive yourself if you do make mistakes. This card is also a card of forgiveness. So if you do make mistakes along the way when you are first learning to read, and you will, to forgive yourself and allow yourself to make those mistakes, because every mistake in anything that you're learning is a learning opportunity. That's what it is. It's the price of an education. And education costs. There is no for free in the world, and everything has a price. And that means mistakes could be that price. And feeling a little bit of the self-doubt and sometimes the humiliation that comes with a mistake is the price of learning something. It's what you pay to learn something. So there's all of that involved in learning the tarot. Rest assured, you're not the only one with imposter syndrome, and just keep doing it. Work on your self-esteem, work on your self-confidence. Read the tarot cards, read. Take my course, the Confident Tarot Reader course, to get more familiar with reading from your intuition. And then you won't be thinking, oh, what does this card mean? And how do these two cards go together? Because their meanings seem to be so different from each other. Now, if you'd like to book a tarot coaching session with me, there is a form in the description field below this video for how you can go about doing that. I offer half-hour sessions and also hour-long sessions over Zoom. Or if Zoom isn't something that you can do or you don't want to do, I also offer a written report as well on your tarot. So if you fill out the form in the link in the description field below this video, it'll give you the options of telling me what type of reading you want, and then we can go from there. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.